Welcome back to Tom's Life. Today's Sunday special is sausage casserole. The ingredients you need are 8 sausages, 6 mushrooms, 2 onions, 2 garlic cloves, 1 carrot, 1 pepper, 1 turnip, a pinch of mixed herbs, ground black pepper, and also gravy granules. First step to do is to prep all your ingredients. I'm going to start off with the mushrooms. First step to do is to chop your mushrooms in half. Then to finally slice them into little pieces. Just like that. And you do the same with your other mushrooms. So you have nice little pieces like that. And you do the same with your mushrooms. You just keep chopping. Always be careful with your sharp knife so you don't cut your fingers. So I'm chopping my mushrooms just like that. And after when you have chopped them into that size, you place them in a bowl. And you do your rest of your mushrooms. Next step is to prep your onion. You first chop off both of your ends. I like to flatten it so it's more easy to chop. And you chop the other ends off. Be careful you don't cut yourself while you're chopping the other ends off. And now you peel 2 layers of the skin. And you peel your other half. After when you have peeled your onions, you want to finely slice them with your knife into finely slices. Always moving your hand out of the way when you're chopping. Just like that. You got nice fine slices, and you do the same with your other half. But always be careful with your fingers so you don't cut yourself. I'm slicing my onions like this. You got nice slices, just like that. And you place it in a bowl, and you do your other onion. Next step, after when you have prepped your onions, is to prep your garlic. You first chop your ends off your garlic. And you want to peel all the skin off. After when you have peeled and chopped your ends off your garlic, you place your knife on top and you press down to crush it, and you want to finally dice it. Into small little pieces, but always be careful with your fingers with using a sharp knife. After when you have finally diced your garlic, you place that in with your onions and you do your other garlic. Next step is to prep your pepper. You first chop your lid off. You chop your lid off, just like that. And you take all the seeds out. And you want to give it a little tap on your chopping board and get all the flesh out of the pepper. And pick for all them little seeds and give it another little tap. That's what it should look like when you have done that. Next step, after when you have seeded your pepper, you first chop it in half. Half again. And you want to do medium sizes slices. Thick pieces like that, and you do the same with your pepper. I'm slicing it into thick pieces, moving my knife along. Always be careful you don't chop yourself. Next step is to prep your carrot. You first chop your ends off. And you want to peel it all around using your peeler, going round the carrot. Be careful you don't cut yourself on the peeler. After when you have peeled your carrot, you first chop it in half. Half again. Always be careful with your fingers. And you want to finally slice it into little pieces. Always move your knife, and you should have nice little pieces like that. You place it in the bowl, and you do your other half a carrot. Next step is to prep your turnip. You first chop your ends off. And you want to peel all the skin off. And you go round again with your peeler. Be careful you don't cut yourself on the blade. After when you have peeled your turnip, you first chop it in half. half again, and you want to do thick pieces like that with your knife, and you want to cut them like that. You first chop this one in half, then half again, then finally thick slices like that. After when you have done that, you place it in the bowl with your carrots, and you finish off the rest of your turnip. Next step, after when you have boiled your kettle, you place some hot water in a measuring jug, and you add 2 spoonfuls of gravy granules to the water. You want to give it a good stir with your fork so it all evaporates in together. You want to give this a good stir for a few minutes. Next step is to switch your oven on to preheat. I'm switching on the oven. I'm using my bump-ons to tell me which one the oven. And you want to set it to 180 degrees. Let that heat up. Also switch on your hob to high so you can start cooking your vegetables. I have switched that to high. Let that just heat up for a minute. First thing to do is to fry your onion and garlic in your frying pan for a few minutes. Then you want to give them a good fry. You let out the garlic and the onion. So they can brown. You will know when they are brown, because you will be able to smell them getting nice and brown and cooked. After when you know your onions and garlic have fried a little bit by the smell, you add in your peppers, and you want to give them a good toss with your onions and garlic for a few minutes. So they get nice and softened. And you want to get all round the pan. You can tell them flavours are starting to cook. Next step is to add in your mushrooms. They won't need long to cook because they bring out a lot of water, and you give them a good toss with your other vegetables in your pan, and you get all round the edges. Next step is to add in your carrots and turnip to your pan, and you want to give them a little stir. Don't worry if you don't cook your carrots and turnip all the way through, because it's going to go in the oven, and when you add in your gravy it will steam the vegetables when it's cooking in the oven. But you just want to give them a little toss with all your other vegetables. Next step is to add in your gravy to your pan. And you want to give it a little bit of a stir. Don't forget to get all around the edges if you have left anything on the sides. Next step is to add in some seasoning. I first add some ground black pepper, some height, and also a good pinch of mixed herbs. And you want to give that a good stir together before you bring it off the hob. Next step is to place your sausages in your dish. You want to place them downwards, like that. And you lay your sausages like that. Like I am doing here, I have made a nice row of sausages. But if you didn't want to make a sausage casserole, you could just make a vegetarian, just vegetables, and add more vegetables. Or you could also buy corn sausages. After when I have laid my sausages in my tray, I layer on my mixture on top of the sausages. So you keep pouring your mixture onto your sausages. Final step is to place it in the oven to cook for 10 to 15 minutes, so your sausages cook and your carrot and turnip go nice and soft. Now I placed it in the oven. Thanks for watching. Hit the like button if you like this video. Don't forget to subscribe. More videos coming soon.